What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Newcastle preview here on Anfield Agenda. After this game on Wednesday night, the Reds do have a bit of a breather before they travel over to Paris to take on PSG in the last 16 of the Champions League. No game this weekend means Arne Slot will finally be able to give the lads a couple of days off, but only after we tackle Newcastle on Wednesday night. Quick reminder that it is an 8:15 kickoff for this one, so we'll be live from 7 p.m. Over this video, I'm going to take you through my predicted 11 for the game, give you a bit of an update around our availability of squad players. We'll have a look at a fact file about our opponents and their form coming into this game, and then we'll end, as we always do, with a score prediction. Sound good? Fair enough. Well, let me know your thoughts as we go through in the comment section, what you agree with, what you disagree with. Of course, if you enjoy it, we'd love you to drop a like as well. So there is a lot for me to get through, so let's start with an injury update. Well, to the best of my understanding, it is just Connor Bradley and Joe Gomez that are going to be out for this game. We still don't have a definitive return date for Connor Bradley, and Joe Gomez, well, his season could well be over. Arne Slot confirming that he had surgery on a hamstring and that'll keep him out for the foreseeable. Other than that though, I won't say we're healthy because I'm sure we're tired, but we have no other confirmed injuries. So let's have a look now at a bit of a fact file about our opponents and our history playing them. So as you can see, since losing our first Premier League home game against Newcastle 2-0 in April 1994, Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 28 against the Magpies at Anfield in all competition, or in this competition I should say, excuse me. Newcastle are winless in their last 16 Premier League games against Liverpool since a 2-0 win in December 2015 under then boss Steve McLaren. Newcastle have never won away from home against a team top of the Premier League table in 20 attempts, with 5 draws and 15 losses. Now we'll have a little look at our head-to-head and of course Newcastle's recent form coming into the game. So as we all know, we went to St James's Park in a very chaotic game that ended in a 3-3 draw. Premier League last season, it was Liverpool 4, Newcastle 2, and Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2 up at St James's Park, the Darwin Derby. Then we go and look at Newcastle's recent form. We're going to work from the bottom up here. It was Newcastle 1, Fulham 2 in the Premier League. Not a result there that Eddie Howe would have been happy with. Then, of course, they confirmed their place in the final of the League Cup by beating Arsenal 2-0. They beat Birmingham City 3-2 away from home in the FA Cup. Then they were hammered 4-0 at the Etihad by Manchester City. And their last league game was a cracker on Sunday. Newcastle 4, Nottingham Forest 3. So they're in a bit of a mixed bag of form coming into this game. You know our form. It's pretty much the same. A couple of draws. The loss to PSV Eindhoven out of the FA Cup. But a very good victory against Manchester City at the Etihad, pushing us 11 points clear. And for me, this could be the night that ends it all, because we play Newcastle in what will be a tricky game, but Arsenal travel to the City Ground to take on Forest, and that too will be a very difficult evening. Any points dropped there from Arsenal, coupled with a win for us, and I think, well, we're on the pig's back, as we say over here in Ireland. So let's have a look now at my predicted 11. We'll go through, as I always do, with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs first. You're not going to be surprised at these selections. There you go. Alisson Becker, Ibrahim Konate, and our captain Virgil van Dijk. It was great to see the defence be so good against Manchester City. I was just saying this to Connor. Watched the game yesterday, watched it back again last night, and we were just so comfortable. City bossed possession and territory at times, but I never felt like we were going to crack. And that's a really good thing to say away against the defending champions. We looked like we were coasting through the game. So that's the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. No change there. Into the full-back positions. Again, I'll keep it as it is. We've seen Costas come on at the end for Robbo, and I think that'll give us an indication that the manager's probably going to go with Robbo again. And on the right-hand side, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Connor Bradley's out, as we mentioned earlier, so that situation pretty much picks itself. So that's the back five. Now into midfield. And this is where I was a bit unsure, because I wanted to rest at least one player for some of this game, but I couldn't do it with Gravenberch, so this is what I've gone with. A midfield of Dominic Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones. Now the reason I haven't put Alexis McAllister in there is because it came down to a choice between him and Szoboszlai for a breather for me, and Dom has been in such great form that I think I would start with Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai and then bring Alexis McAllister off at about the hour, at around the hour mark. It isn't because I think this is our best midfield. I would swap Jones with McAllister, but I do think there's a great shout for Jones starting as well. Unless Arne tweaks the system and goes with all four again. But for me, Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones are the midfield trio that I would go with for this one. Now, into the attacking positions. Let's see if you're still with me. In the wide areas, Cody Gakpo to come in on the left, and of course the great man Mohamed Salah to continue on his record-breaking season on the right-hand side. Cody Gakpo at home in the Premier League, it's just goals. So, got to play him on the left. It's no disrespect to Lucha or anything like that. It's just that I think Cody Gakpo is on such great form at home in the Premier League. I couldn't not start him. Give Diaz a bit of a breather as well. And of course, Mohamed Salah on the right. Does he need a breather? Probably. Will he get one? Absolutely no chance in hell, because the man's chasing legacy. So Gakpo on the left, Salah on the right. And now all that remains is to talk about the striker. The options, of course, Diogo Jota, Darwin Núñez, and maybe Luis Diaz. I don't want to play Luis Diaz through the centre because I don't think it works. And we also seen that Diogo got a rest. So this is what I've gone with. Diogo Jota. I think this game would suit Diogo Jota's attributes. At home again, I just think it's the right fit. He didn't play any of the game against Manchester City, so I think he's going to be rested up, and surely now this would be the time to unleash him at home. And I bet you he scores as well if he starts. There's my guarantee to you. If he starts, he scores. There you go. So that's my front three. Cody Gakpo on the left, Diogo Jota through the centre, and Mohamed Salah on the right. So let me know your thoughts there as we go through it one more time. Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. A midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones. And then up top, Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota. So that's the starting 11. Now all I need to do is give you my score prediction for the game. And again, thinking about this one, I was tempted to go for a boring 2-0, a straightforward evening. But they're never straightforward when we play Newcastle. So I've gone for this, and I'm going to try and talk you through why in a second. I've gone for a similar scoreline to last season's home game, Liverpool 4, Newcastle 2, because that's the type of scoreline that these games tend to throw up. I would much prefer a 2-0 and a clean sheet, but with Isak and Gordon and the attacking talents that Newcastle have, and coupled with, when we play them, we seem to gel together and they're interesting games. I'm going to go for a 4-2 victory for the Reds. A high scoring affair. I've no idea how this works out, but hopefully it starts with us going ahead early doors. But that is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. A 4-2 victory for the Reds. Once again, a reminder that our coverage is going to start from 7 p.m. There's lots of other Premier League games that are kicking off at 7:30 that night, but our one against Newcastle is an 8:15 kickoff. So our coverage starts from 7 p.m. We will have a player ratings video, a match reaction, and everything else you would expect on a match day here at Anfield Agenda as well. So I hope you can join us for it. For me, if we win and Arsenal drop any points, there can be no doubt. We're 96% there, according to the Opta analysts, to win the Premier League. But any more drop points from Arsenal, and I think it's a gimme for us. So now it's over to you guys to let me know your thoughts. Again, appreciate your support of the channel, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.